Track 25, I Don't F About. This is outtakes. Outtakes from a piece of mine called Fata Morgana, which was written for cello and accordion originally, and then a version of it was played for viola and accordion. And from the rehearsals for this piece, I was going through the recordings, and you got loads of moments where in a rehearsal you can imagine if someone does a squeak or misses a note or something, then you get some interesting stuff happens directly after that. People kind of do a little flourish or a little twiddle or something like that, because once you know that there's this moment of like release when you know the take's kind of busted, and so I was finding all of these moments and turned them into this, messed about with them, and sampled them and chopped them up and made this track from them. And then I went back to the guys, Rafał, Ian, and Jess. This is Ian Anderson who introduced me to Backlash, so I've the label for this, so I'm hugely indebted to Ian. And I went back to them, and they were very graciously allowed me to use this kind of strange track. There's one of them. Some of them are quite funny. There's some quite funny moments. There's some interesting moments with people saying things. There's one when Rafał says no, in a sort of very downbeat fashion, and that's quite. That's quite a fun moment. You've got something, Jess says something as well. And then in the middle of there's one moment where I'm not sure if this is she's actually in the middle of playing something or not, but there's this cello thing where one of the notes is out of tune for some reason. I think it may be just because she's sort of playing around, but it just makes there's a moment of kind of beauty in the middle of it that gets, that I kind of we pause on for a moment, which is then followed by Rafał's going no. I Don't F About. This is quite a funny one because I've got these amongst my students. I've got some younger students, and some of them say, "Oh yeah, I've listened to your album, yeah," and I go, "Oh yeah, that's great. Yeah, you should go and have a listen." And I wonder how people are responding to that. But I can imagine people going and looking at the track list and going like, what's going on here? This doesn't sound like Mr. Cohen. Or maybe it does. Anyway, so this one is the story for this one. The story for this one is I was working at a bar. This is one of my more fun jobs in life, working at a bar in Fairfield Halls. This is like a bit of a treasure in South London. It's a theatre in South London that's a bit of a treasure. And I was working on the bar. And one evening they turned this theatre into a club as kind of an experiment. They did like a club night, and this is in Croydon. And so you draw some real Croydon characters into this, for this club night. And one of these Croydon characters was drinking I was serving Jaeger bombs, I think, all evening. This is connected, of course, to there's a track called Jaeger Bomb earlier in the album, and I was serving Jaeger bombs all night on this evening. And this one guy, he sort of was chaining them. He had 4 or 5, and like maybe on the 6th, he came up to me and he said, "Hey, I've had like 6 of these," and I went, "Yeah." Like, I didn't no real response, and he said, "Yeah, I don't F about," and then he went off into the ether, off into the club, and I never saw him again. And I decided to pinch the quote for my album.
No.
Is it clear enough, my beat, when I'm like...